Y'all, y'all, y'all ready for this? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to High FriXion Max TraXion. A little bit of a break there. Episode 15, I believe, is coming to you right now. I don't know. The year has been a bit of a blur. Obviously, most of us have been in lockdown. Thank God that is all over, and we're starting with some of the events now. And today we are one of our first new event on the calendar, Aaron, and we've got special guests that join us that specialise in this. Is down there in Hobart, or actually Tasmania, up Kunanyi, is vertical K. So we've got joining us today is Mark Bourne, vertical K specialist, and Alice McNamara, also a vertical K specialist. And you guys like climb tower things as well. So we might go into that a bit later. Aaron, what is the story with the race down there in Tasmania this weekend?
Well, it is a new event which been put on by a friend of ours, Lincoln Quillam, and he has put together an ultra, but has also, I guess it was exciting for those guys to find a course on Kunanyi that meets the skyrunning standards for a VK, which is 1,000 meters of vertical in under 5 kilometers. So it can get signed off as, which it did. We were excited. Dave Bourne from Skyrunning Australia got in contact and said, hey, we've got this VK. Would you guys like to support it? We knew some of our athletes would be keen, and we've got involved sponsoring that, offering some prize money, first female, first male, take some cash, and some other prizes and stuff as well. So yeah, it's kind of cool. We actually did some VKs in Australia a few years ago through La Sportiva, but they were a little bit longer. But these are the Euro standard of under 5K.
Oh, so they're the U Butte thing. Can you get like sort of international ranking points or that kind of stuff, or what's the story there?
Well, I think probably the incentive, if like we said, 2022, we're hoping to return to traveling, return to events, return to more normal life. The winners probably I should be excited about. It's an automatic qualifier, so you'll make the Australian team to go to the VK World Championships, like the Skyrunning World Championship. So that's a good incentive if you're battling to the line. That's that's the prize. Others, second, third, fourth, and so on, will be considered for the team. But if you win it, you're in the team.
Automatic.
So,
right.
Yeah, which is cool.
So obviously we're a bit biased here. We've got two vertical K specialists. Who's going to win this for the ladies and the men? Obviously Alice and Mark. I think so. But who's lining up on the big day?
Well, like I said, we had. I don't know if anyone in Australia is a vertical K specialist, but because there's not many in Australia. This is the first one, skyrunning one. Yeah. And Alice has definitely done. She's been in the World Championships for it with skyrunning, which is cool. But we've always considered Mark and Alice our vertical athletes. They do stair racing. Mark's done the Australian Mountain Running Championships, and then it goes uphill. He's raced at Buffalo in the 10K and so on, which is a couple of climbs. So they'll both be there. We've also got Matt Crean, who known for his ultra running, but Buffalo duked it out with Dave Bourne in the 10K, and all reports were it was fantastic racing, like hard and fast up and down, and he'll go well. He climbs well. We've one of our scholarship holders, Robbie Hunt.
Oh, that's right, local boy.
Yeah, we don't know Robbie very well, but we've heard lots of good things about him. He's won some pretty amazing races in Tassie, including triple tops, which in a great time in the wet, which shows his quality. So he'll be a contender. And I don't know, Tasmania is it's like New Zealand. They just come out of the woodwork. There are some amazing runners down there. So I'm expecting in the male and females be some unknowns that go real well. So I don't know, who was the guy who won our Buller vertical K a few years ago? Jordan. gone.
I know
That's terrible.
twinkling up the trail in front of everybody. That
If
was quite
he's there,
impressive.
he'd be a contender as well. That guy can go up the hill. So.
Excellent. Cool.
Well,
all right. Well, let's have a chit chat to these two, and I suppose Mark, maybe for the fans who don't know you out there, why vertical K? Why stair racing? I know we've heard Alice's story in the past about this, but how about yourself? How did you get into this? Going up a hill really fast. Well, faster than most people.
Well, I think
a lot of people.
Yeah, when you, I discovered, I was quite good at it, so you tend to be drawn to it. So, yeah, my background on the track, running as a junior, and then cross country, like most people, and I always found the hillier courses better for me. We've also had some great history of mountain runners in coming from Canberra, so I think you naturally get drawn into that culture. And then also a lot of those have gone on to stair running. So I think getting that exposure, it's just really led the path for me. And I've been really enjoying it. Just like that feeling of climbing.
Okay.
So still like to mix it up a bit, but always drawn back to this, and I'm really excited for the VK.
Yeah, it's quite strange that stair climbers come from Canberra, because what's the tallest building in Canberra? Like, it's about 4 floors, isn't it? Like, it's not very big. So
up to 30 now. But
30? Okay.
It is. It is. I've certainly had that observation before.
Yeah.
And you just did Gold Coast. Was that would have been like the first stair race in what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, up the Q1 Tower a fortnight ago. So that was, I've done that event. That's the only event I've done in the last 2 years. So I did it last year, beginning of last year, and then again just recently. So since the stopping of all the racing at the end of 2019, the end of that season, racing overseas, in the vertical world circuit, then that's the only stair race I've done. So I haven't really been hitting stairs specifically for training. I tend to save those for when I do have event stair races coming up.
You guys both like really missed it, because obviously I've always been a bit envious seeing your photos from Paris and China and all over the place running stairs and chasing coffee with a couple of the other stair runners. And then
it looks like a latte fest more than anything.
And then it was like just gone, wasn't it? It was just
No, we do enjoy our coffee tours of the cities while we're waiting for a race. But definitely that getting over to those events. It's been certainly quite a change, because it did involve quite regular travel. But I mean, so it's always, there are downsides to traveling. It can be quite tiring and things. So, nice to be a bit more settled. But it would be nice to have some of those on the horizon again. But there's still not really there yet.
All right, are they starting up soon, or is it still a bit? Everyone's a bit sort of cautious of that style of event. Obviously, it's a little bit
I think
confined spaces and everything.
Yeah,
I think Alice mentioned that last time.
Yeah, you'll find people in Asia. Obviously China's pretty still keeping things pretty up now, and we were going there for quite a few races, so that won't be happening anytime soon, I don't think.
Oh,
now we've had Alice on before as a guest, and we know, like, quickly on your background, you came from a sport with absolutely no vertical.
No vertical, but quite a bit of resistance, I guess. So I was a rower. And rowing involves mainly legs, even though you think you row with your arms, it's mostly legs, quads, glutes, core. So I guess the 8-minute rowing race translated quite well to a fluky discovery of a stair race, which took about 9 minutes at the Eureka Tower in Melbourne, where I'm from. And so after I went and did that for the first time and won that one, I went over to New York to the Empire State Building and won that. for my second ever stair race. So after, you know, all that money in the bank, time, years of rowing training, I realized that there was a crossover between one sport to the other. And so while I've always like enjoyed like a bit of a jog, it's not necessarily been my sport. So I didn't come from the track or anything. I came from a bit of rowing, bit of junior basketball. But I found that actually years of fitness training through rowing's actually translated quite well to vertical stuff. And now the challenge is like, you know, busy people working more adult life, like it's actually keeping it going. And I think the shorter races are kind of good in that way for like people that don't have, you know, hours and hours a week to go ultra running.
Yeah. Well, Mark,
yeah.
you touched on like you're drawing the stuff that you're kind of good at, but you enjoy it as well, and that's the case for both of you, isn't it? Like, I just had that conversation with my son the other day. I said, if like as a kid growing up, I wanted to be like a rugby league player, but I weigh 63 kilos, and you know, my future wasn't in that sport. And then once I found kind of like endurance sports and the things that I probably still do, but I also enjoy them. Like I see some runners out there that don't look like they're enjoying it. They're doing it for other reasons. But yeah, like I've seen you suffer in a stair race, Mark, but I've also seen you after like looking like, yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. And same with you, Alice. 4 Peaks or stair race or you know, yeah.
So something that I really enjoyed with rowing, which was like very rhythmical sport, so you could get into a breathing rhythm with you know, legs and lungs at the same time. And if you got that rhythm where you're sitting pretty much at threshold, but you know you can keep going, that it's immensely satisfying to finish well and finish strong. And then, you know, put a mountain or a stair climb in there, then you actually have like a physical like achievement. You've climbed something, you've got to the top of a building, or you've got to the top of a peak. And so that's like definitely like a secondary reward at the top.
Yeah, cool. And I thought of you when Kunanyi was doing their social media. They came up with that sort of catch line, which was race you to the top. And I can definitely relate to that as a kid, racing people to the top of a hill, to the top of something. And I know, like, I think your partner Bill shared a story once where he's like, you know, Alice has a bit of that, oh, there's a hill, let's go up it kind of mentality. And you've you know, he's got into that, doing that as well. And I remember when you were up in the northeast of Victoria, you ran up like this random hill near Myrtleford, and I was like, oh my God, I've driven past that for probably, you know, 100 times more. And I'm like, Alice did it. So then I went and did it. You know,
yeah, and it's awesome. Like it's a really good climb. It's just on the east side of Myrtleford. And I drove past it on the weekend coming back from Buffalo Stampede as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's two.
Did you go for a hack? Did you go?
I really wanted to, but I had to pick the dog up from the kennel, so I had to keep going. But so you think, oh, that looks like a steep driveway, but then actually if you get out of the car and try and do it, you go over the fence and you go up, but it's really steep. And so it was very satisfying. I'm glad you did it, Aaron, because it's a good climb.
Yeah, it's like one of those ones I was like, yeah, see it, do it. And now Buffalo, like I knew you were going to be up there. I saw you obviously work with Endurance Medical Services as well.
Yeah.
But how much of that relay did you do?
Half of the 100. So
yeah. Was that 50 kilometers?
Yeah, but not in a row. I broke it up. So
okay, yeah.
Right, so you've gone from like a 9-minute effort to like out all day, sort of 50 kilometers. That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Or is it a jog?
Yeah, so it's like I have to not run this week because that was a lot of running for me.
Right. So you think
you're a bit of Mad Dog Adams training?
Oh, off the couch.
Off the couch, 50 Ks. I'm good. Oh, what about you, Mark? You get out for 50 Ks on the weekend?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Yeah. I tried to. I've been trying to cram in a bit of VK training. So yeah, I got in 1,300 meters climbing last Friday, doing a local hill. I did have ambitions to go out into the Brindabellas near Canberra and do something a bit bigger, but it was pretty horrible weather. So I just went up and down all these different routes on a local mountain. So we are lucky to have a few options like that in Canberra.
Yeah,
Black Mountain?
Is it?
That was Mount Taylor in the south of Canberra. Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
okay. Yeah, it's pretty hilly around Canberra, isn't it? And I suppose you've got the bush and it's straight out the door almost. Up you go.
Yeah, quite a lot. Like everyone's pretty close to a reserve,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Cool.
it's a nice place to train.
So obviously with the racing season, I mean, she's a bit front loaded this year in 2020. I mean, you guys are back on it. Is it? I mean, obviously 2 years without it. You're probably throffing. I mean, Alice and you both had a bit of a crack at some events. Is it? Obviously we're starting up. You've got to be a bit careful. I imagine being injured, and I imagine there's a lot of runners out there probably biting off a little bit more than they can chew, off the couch style like myself. What's on the plans for 2020, you guys? After kunanyi, VK.
Yeah, it's a good question because I think for 2 years we've been sort of, there's been a lot of things in plans that we've had that you've been, for one reason or another, have had to be postponed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because like a lot of events have happened in the last couple of years, but it's just been not normally like, Surf Coast in December or, like it's just been a really chaotic kind of couple of years. So you find yourself talking plans and it's still very like no one's, log it in kind of thing. Like,
that's right. I mean, I'm certainly looking to get up to the Brisbane Trail Ultra in mid-year, and that would be a bit of one on the longer side for me if I race the 30.
Cool.
So, and then I mean, in the absence of any international stair racing, we'll see if there's some local stair races, and then some of the other things down the back end of the year. I've always wanted to do Four Peaks. It hasn't been good timing with.
You've never done it.
You need to do Four
no,
Peaks.
that's right.
Time to step up. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, Mark's, you'd have
lots of stair races around then. So we'll see. But if they come around, it'd be great.
Oh, that's like for everyone sort of listening. That's a cracker event, isn't it? You can do 4 days back to back, or you can do 1 day, or you can have 1 day on, 1 day off, and it's real good. I mean, I'd recommend Feathertop. That's the best one, isn't it? I don't know, but
my favourite's Hotham.
Hotham up Bonacor. Right. Oh, it's a bit of a jog to the bottom and it's straight up, isn't it? Basically, that one. So.
Yeah, and you're really fatigued because it's day 3, so the first 5K is a slog, and then you hit the hill, but you've just got to keep going. So that really separates everyone.
It's always wet and raining that day, though. Is that every time I've been there, the third day, for some reason, it starts snowing.
Right, I've done a Hotham stage in the snow, which was but it is good because you got a bus or car waiting for you. Whereas Feathertop, you got to turn around and go 12 k's back out or back down. So well, you guys have both got like mountain heritage. I know like done some traveling with Alice, and definitely we got out in the mountains. And you did Tromso VK, and how long was that? That was about 5Ks, wasn't it? Or is it shorter? No, it's shorter, 4K.
About 4, yeah.
And that's a really cool one because that's like totally almost sea level. You sort of like you're at sea level to a summit or something, isn't it?
Yeah, Tromso is really far north in Norway, so you fly to Oslo.
Did you guys pronounce that correctly?
No,
no, I don't know. I've got no idea. Trom something.
It could be, yeah.
And you fly like 2 hours north of Oslo, and you get to Tromso, and it's in the Arctic Circle. So at the time of year the VK was on, which was August, I think, they had 1 hour of nighttime, and the rest of it was daylight. So it was pretty cool. I think the race was like 6 o'clock at night, but then you had hours of daylight afterwards. There's not a lot of altitude that you're dealing with because it's going from sea level, like you said. But it was just this weird. When you're in 24 hours of daylight, you kind of feel very spaced out.
How good is that? Bring it on, I say. I reckon that's so cool. I don't know if you noticed. We were out kicking around at midnight when the light was still up, Alice. Or the birds go to sleep. That's the only time you know it's late. Basically, there's nothing. All the animals are like. But it's pretty cool.
And what was the Scottish Skyrunning Worlds VK? How far was that?
that was the one that I went with Dave, and it's at Kinloch-Leven, so it was the same. It was about 5K, 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
Just less than 5K, and in the Scottish Highlands, like you said, my first VK. So I think I've only done 2 official VKs. The rest of them would be shorter stair races. And both times, funny with these races, it was longer than I expected it was going to be. So I'm anticipating that'll be the same with the weekend. But Scotland's beautiful. It was just absolutely stunning. Up there, like the mountains are very different shape than we have, and even the Swiss mountains are pointy. These ones are like round, kind of bald hills, but just beautiful.
Yeah, well, like it's only that, like any climb of 1,000 meters is a big climb. Like Buffalo is 1,000 meters, but it's over 10 Ks. But if you run up Buffalo, and I know Mark has done a sub hour on Buffalo, which I always wanted to do, but never did. It's whereas it just gets steeper, and at a certain point it gets faster, and then it just gets like I think like the fastest VKs in the world are obviously very short, but the speed people can go up a 4, 5, 6K 1,000 meters is pretty impressive as well. So I don't know, I think that Robbie Hunt in the chats we had, he thought under an hour, maybe 50 minutes. He was like, I've never done the whole thing as a course, so it'll be interesting. But
Mark, have you done any official VKs out there, or
No, I haven't done any certified course.
First one.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh,
and I think,
win it on debut.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can't let this conversation go past without mentioning a similar, like probably our most classic similar event is up at Thredbo each January in the Runners Week, or the Fun and Fitness Week as it's now known, is the Crack and Back Challenge. So that's about 1.8 kilometres, and you're doing, I think it's about 550 metres gain there. So it's sort of a half VK, and it's really solid gradient in that one. So that'd be some of the closest style of event.
Do you run the whole way in that, Mark?
Yeah. I'm one
finish.
that tends to run a bit more than others a bit more comfortable with the power hiking. But
what sort of gradient are we talking on that little bad boy?
Well, that'd be getting up to about 25, close, 20-25%.
Holy moly! Jeez,
I've never done that one, but it's like the history of it is pretty cool. And I don't know. I know Mark's won it.
40 years or so of that event. Yeah.
But isn't it? There's like, say, how many years, Mark?
About 40 years. I don't know if they've run that Crack and Back Challenge each.
And there's probably only about like 7 guys who have won it. Like some people have won it multiple times. Like Dave Osmond's won it a billion times and so on. So there's not many people who can do that. Yeah. And I know. Sorry, go.
Oh yeah, you said you're at max threshold on that thing. I imagine. Is it like dying at the top? Can't breathe. Helicopter rescue out, that kind of thing when you finish the top, or
any of the certainly those ones where you're sort of falling over the finish line. Yeah, not moving far from there. It's probably like, I don't know if you've ever seen any footage of people doing the Red Bull 400s or something. Like, they're basically lying on top of each other at the finish line.
Oh, I've seen the Italian the Dolomite one, and everyone's like passing out at the top and stuff like that. But
because I know that well, neither of you guys have been on this course, and from what I've heard and talked about and so on, there's this really rocky section at the top, which the talk is no one will be able to run it because it's just so scrambly or something. But I would imagine like people like yourself, Mark and Alice, will run a lot more than others on the rest of the course. And I guess you'll be telling me how that scrambly section is, because the photos I've seen, it's like, it's going to be using hands and finding a path, following the red dots or whatever it
Was
is.
there a rope,
Yeah.
a rope as well? Are we getting ropes? I've seen that in Europe. Is that like where you go
Yeah.
over the snow?
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking. Now, is
Yeah.
this a mass start, or is it like a minute interval type sort of event? This one, just for people, because obviously there's been a few different types, isn't there? Where you can have a time trial style, or you can have everyone goes off at once and fights for good
I think
positions.
we're going in waves. I mean, I think there's 4 start groups or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you sort of seeded. Is that how it's going to work? So the quicker runners
Yeah, I
obviously
believe
get a
so,
clear
yeah.
run. Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
open-
it's got some fire trail that leads into single track, so I think there's plenty of time. But both these guys know how to get the elbows out, so that'll be fun.
Oh, right. So do you normally just hammer hard for the try like that first opening, and then when you're in the and then just lay down the hammer on the steep stuff? Is that the? Am I giving away too many clues for your competitors at the moment? Yeah.
It's not going to be as narrow as a stairwell, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I've only
yeah.
I've only done 2 stair races, and both of them have been time trials. But I've seen footage of some of the mass start, or not mass start, but like little wave start. And yeah, I want to do one of those. I like getting the elbows out.
Yeah, it's
But,
a different style. Certainly a different style. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I would like chasing. I've tried to chase Mark up like further steps, but we were like, I think remember that year we both did it, and we were like, oh, we'll just do the first round as a like tempo or something, just to get a feel for it.
Oh, we did it twice. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mark's tempo was faster than my tempo, so I had to wave him goodbye. And then on race day, forget about it. Like he blew the doors off it. So yeah, I figure in a stairwell, I wouldn't be as fast as Mark, but I could chase someone. Whereas solo, I don't know. I find it. I like chasing. It motivates me to chase. I think so. Try to keep up. But so you guys starting the first wave and yeah, chase, be in the lead.
Lay down the hammer. See you later. See you at the top. Is that the plan?
But yeah, it is.
probably. But I think I'm expecting there'll be some pretty quick local runners down there actually. So I'll probably be chasing them. But it's probably for the girls. It's going to be 55 an hour, even more. So it's actually a decent climb. Like you really do need to find a rhythm early, and if you flew for the first 10 minutes, you might die.
You think you could? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you need to be competitive to get in a good position, but I think it's going to be quite long. And the top, rock climbing section, as I've heard as well, is a mystery. Like I've no idea where the track goes. So
rock climbing? No, it's not rock climbing. What are you saying? Rock hopping.
Rock hopping. Sorry.
That's rock climbing.
Bouldering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right about locals because I mean, like you said, we love the short stuff, and we're happy. I've travelled overseas for short races, whereas obviously a lot of Australians, they like people don't want to travel for a VK potentially. But yeah, Hobart, lots of people who just live there would be able to do it on a Sunday morning, sign up and just get out there. And I think it's the classic event like Mark has done Pomona to race up here on the Sunshine Coast to the top of a mountain and back down. It's like 4Ks. It's got a good story about basically two guys betting who could do it the fastest, and they did, and it became a race. I'd hope it catches on in Hobart that you having your kunanyi VK time is a bit of a well, what's your kunanyi time sort of thing. So it'd be cool. Let's hope.
I think the interesting thing about this race is that it's the inaugural one, like it's never been run before. And I heard Lincoln Quilliam speak on a podcast recently that Cheryl Martin hosted, and he was saying that a lot of groups have tried to get it off the ground, but based on the Wellington Park management, there's quite a lot of different groups that run the park, so it's been hard logistically to get a run off. And so they've used Tasmanian touristry industry to actually get some traction to it. So they've got 1/3 of entrants from the mainland, which that's a lot of people traveling down for it, given it's never been run before. So full kudos to Link. It's going to be a big event.
It's an overseas holiday for us mainland folk, isn't it?
I know, we can't wait to leave Australia.
Well, according to Matt, I'd have to transit through one country to get to another country.
Yeah, People's Republic of Queensland up there. You have to show your passport to get down to the southern states.
Yeah.
But
Oh, look, we're definitely
fantastic.
I heard whispers from Lincoln and Neil Hawthorne. What's his mapping company? gone blank. They're awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
Could have
yeah,
given them a plug.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were like, oh, we think we got a VK down in Hobart. Would Las Pativa be interested? And we were like, hey, VKs, mountain running. That's our core business. That's what Las Pativa Italy loves. And kind of just, I guess, that was the talk, and then it's come about. I'm excited. I wish I could be there to see it. I think it's great. Dave Bourne's a great supporter of mountain running and just different. Like obviously as a sky running president, but I think he's a supporter of events and challenging people and stuff. He still loves it himself, and he got on board. And we think it's a good fit for us. And we hope this year's successful, and then if everyone comes back and says how good was that, potentially a bit of a that event goes well, but also maybe the understanding and appreciation of a VK is raises as well. And then I don't know, if people are heading to Europe to do some cool race, they add a VK. That's always my recommendation. So you guys, Mark on debut Australian VK. It's that's cool.
Podium, yeah. Now I know runners, and when you're out there, you're a bit obsessed with food and all that kind of stuff. So, what are you going to be taking your picnic basket up with you, or what's the plan? Is it just a pack of Smarties, power chews, or nothing? You're just going to go for it. It's only out there for an hour. Do you take water? Oh, you need some of this. Super fuel
from our co-sponsor Scratch Lab.
There you go. Yeah, actually that got me around that Wagga thing that I did with 130 k's on a gravel bike. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I have to say I couldn't have done 50 on the weekend without Scratch, so I'll be taking some I like the matcha green tea and lemon. That's my favourite. And I'll be taking the chews as well.
Chews? All right. I've discovered this super fuel's actually quite good. I don't understand what's going on, but it seemed to have worked for me on the bike. So
and it's like you said, it's going to be, you're out there for an hour plus potentially. So your body, I'd be taking. What about you, Mark? Will you take a gel or something?
Yeah, I love the matcha green tea flavour as well.
It's a funny flavour, isn't it?
That's good. Great. The drink and the chews. But I mean, I wouldn't be planning. I'd be hoping I wouldn't need any during the race as long as my preparation's okay. But I'll certainly have something in there. To choose in the pocket or something. Just sometimes you just know on the day. Yeah, maybe you just need a little something to. I don't know, even that mental thing sometimes to get that bit of sugar
up. Yeah. Oh
no water then. Or do you have to carry water? There's a bit of mandatory
gear. Yeah, we'll do what we need to do for the mandatory gear. I mean, normally I'd be hoping to get through a race like this without taking a drink, but see what the weather's like,
True. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't know what the weather forecast. Well, it's going to be wet, isn't it, mate? Possibly. I mean, there's a big storm up here in Sydney town at the moment, and I imagine Canberra. Are you getting wet down there, Mark, or is it still dry?
Oh yeah, we've got big forecast over the next few days.
Yeah. So I think it's moving down the coast, isn't it, into Tasmania? So it might be a bit of a it's going to be exciting, isn't it? Yeah. So
and a lot of people, like you say, are going to be, it's a big climb. So an hour to there'll be a lot of people up there for 2 hours or more. Probably. Yeah. So you definitely need to be well prepared.
Yeah, for sure. And mandatory kit, obviously these races are indefinitely, and obviously when the weather comes in, you need a bit of kit. Is it like you have to take a jacket and some water and that kind of thing? Is that what they're requiring on this one?
Yep, and I'm just looking it up now because I hoped that I'd find this out on this program.
Well, I did send the list to like Mark and Sam at one point, and I was like, you got to carry a bit of stuff. So
you need a waterproof jacket. You need a whistle. You need a phone.
Oh.
You need a survival bag, like a bivvy, like the foil thing. You need a snake bandage, and
I believe you can purchase this
Ziploc bag for your rubbish, which is a good idea.
That's good. You can purchase this at the expo because I believe we shipped a truckload of them down there yesterday.
The little sole ones.
Yeah,
From
little
Find Your
foldy
Feet,
ones.
perhaps.
Yeah, from Find Your
Yeah.
Feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think.
Look, it is. I mean, Tassie weather. I mean, we all know the mountains. Like it can come in, and there will be plenty of people too. And that's the thing with, I guess, VK and these guys. Like we've talked a bit about their stair racing, and like the pointy end. Like there's some amazing athletes that do stair racing, but there's also the people who just do it because they can. It's like most of them are fundraisers for a good charity, and there's people who do 10 laps. There's people who do it dressed as a gorilla, all sorts of things. And there'll be plenty of people who have maybe done what do they call it? Point to Pinnacle, the half marathon.
Oh, on the road. Yep.
Yeah, and like they call it the world's toughest half marathon. Yeah, so there'll be plenty of people who just want to go, well, I've never been up Kunanyi in 5Ks, who won't be heading off. They'll have gear, and want to have a nice day out, especially if the weather's not great. So.
Cool.
But don't do what I did the other day when I saw a person on a start line who had a very large pack, and I said, "Oh, thanks," and they said, "Oh, what for?" And I said, "Oh, you're the sweep," and they said, "No," and I said, "Oh, just because of your pack," and they said, "No, just got a bit of gear." So I felt bad because I was like, "Oh, never seen someone take that much gear on a run." That wasn't, the sweep normally got first aid, everything, but yeah, there you go. So. If you were hiking it, you would expect to take at least 2 to 3 hours, I'm guessing. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, we did the Overland a few years ago. We've done some walking around Mount Wellington, and the thing that always surprises me.
Kunanyi.
Oh yeah, Kunanyi. Sorry,
Yeah.
is that Tassie tracks? If they say 5 hours, we think, oh yeah, that'll probably be 1 or 2. They mean 5 or 6. Like
they're pretty good, aren't they?
Tracks.
Yeah, they're on the money with their times. Yeah.
So it's, and also like they're always technical and they're always slower than you think in Tassie. So like the mandatory gear here says there's no food or water on there for the VK, but like I'll take it, and I think most people should.
Yeah.
And there's these big things like snakes down there that are like lethal. Every time I go to Tasmania, I run into something down there, like a tiger snake or mainly tigers. I think I've run into. Yeah,
mainly tigers. Yep.
Is only tigers? Yeah, that's my I remember coming up, scrambling around somewhere. This snake coming up. And I thought, oh, that's it. It's all over. But no, it's they're big snakes down there. So don't be scared, people. It's lovely, lovely.
Well, you got Mark and Alice will be ahead of you, and they'll scare them all.
They'll be scaring them all. Yeah,
they'll be going,
cool.
So.
All right. Well, thank you there. I think that was and obviously the VK aspect that we're supporting down there, but there's the ultra. Is it 68 kilometers, or I got that completely wrong? Is that right? Yeah.
No, 68's right.
68, and I think it goes up and down the hill about 20 times by the sounds of it. So big day out. I know.
And there's a 27K mountain run. So yeah, like for me,
okay.
It looks like there's something for everyone. Like if you want your ultra, and that'll be like a. I'd imagine a Hounslow kind of 68. Like
yeah, I was talking to Jill. She seems to be thinking they're going to be out there for 8, 10 plus hours. Yeah. So it's going to be a big one. Yeah. And
as a mountain run, I think it does the same. It doesn't do the VK course, but you summit Kunanyi at some point and some other big climbs. So it's like a real mountain festival. I guess that's why we like Four Peaks, and we've over the years we have sponsored like a Buffalo Stampede. They've just got lots of events, lots of things happening. We've got Event Village. The presentations are centered around. They've got a brewery sponsor, which is always good. Those sorts of things. So looking forward to hearing the stories from you guys. And thanks for repping Las Pativa. We've got Hayley Teal down there, Jill. We have Matt Crean, and hopefully, like you guys have a great weekend. And enjoy the event. And also for the listeners, we will be down there with co-sponsor Find Your Feet down there. So if you, our crew are down there with all the running shoes. So obviously, if you're listening to us here and you're in Hobart on the weekend, check them out. They'll be at the expo site. So thank you very much there, team, for your insights into the vertical K down there in Hobart on Kunanyi. It's going to be a ripper, one would say. It will be tough.
Cool. All right, we'll have a quick drinks
That's
break
right.
there, and we'll come back soon.
Hi, I'm Aaron, co-founder here at Scratch Labs, the world's first active nourishment company. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Something the marketing department came up with right before we fired them. Here at Scratch Labs, we make a great tasting, all-natural sports drink that has fewer calories, more electrolytes, and absolutely no artificial anything. Big deal, right?
It's a huge deal.
Some people think so. Does your sports drink really need things like blue number 1, red number 40, and brominated vegetable oil? Dude, that's a fire retardant. I'll get it. Here at Scratch Labs, we only use ingredients you've actually heard of and can pronounce. Hey, Sugar Bear. For instance, care to guess what's in our lemon lime flavor? Yeah, lemons and limes. We've got 4 flavors now, but we're always working on new ones.
Nowadays tastes like strawberries.
Of course they do, sweetheart. Of course they do. We call our newest flavor pineapples. Is that because we use a bunch of chemicals that taste like pineapples? No. It's because we use, actual pineapples. Look, don't overcomplicate things. Scratch Labs makes a sports drink that has everything you need and nothing you don't. We're not exactly doing rocket science, people. Okay, we're doing a little bit of rocket science. So stop using an artificially colored, artificially flavored, chock full of preservatives sports drink and start using an all-natural one that actually works and doesn't taste like crap. We are Scratch Labs, and that's the end of our commercial. Okay, that's the end of our commercial.
Welcome back to High FriXion Max TraXion. This is a little segment, something new for 2022. We're going to be talking trail, and we're going to hit these two guys up with a bunch of quick fire questions, and you can think about them, you two, or you can whatever comes to you first in mind into your head, and we can have a bit of a story, a bit of a laugh together. All right.
Will it be chatting climbing when we have climbers on?
Oh, I think so. Well, talking crag or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, chatting crag. Yeah, right.
Yeah, or
Okay.
boning down on edges. I don't know. Whatever that climbing people talk about. Okay, running headwear. What's your favourite bit of? What would you use? Are you a no hat person? Are you a visor? Are you like
Don't answer it.
a buff or a hat
Quick
or
fire.
frontwards, backwards? All right, we'll start with Alice.
Oh, visor, but on the weekend beanie, which was weird.
Oh, all right. Mark?
Visor.
Mark.
I'm in a cap most, but
Cap,
buff is very versatile when you need it.
Yeah, good sun protection there with the hat. All right. Favorite style of race? Obviously, we've been talking about BKs. If you could only do one style of race, don't tell me stair racing because you're after the cash, you two. No. If there's only if you can only do one style of race, what would it be?
Beautiful mountain with some climbing, so shorter, like a VK.
Oh, like a VK, like a okay. A bit of down though as well,
Yeah.
like a mountain run.
Yeah, a bit of down.
Okay, bit down. All right.
It's pretty
Come on.
similar to me, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon traditional mountain run, VK, 5 or 10K, mostly.
5 or 10K uphill, right? Okay. Well, there we go. That's beautiful. All right. Now, this one's a bit of a tricky one. Now, have you got any Strava? I know you're on Strava. Now, Strava KOMs or QOMs?
It's really embarrassing because I didn't know. So I've gone up into Strava and had a look, and it's really cool. So there's lots of pages of them. They're all short segments, and they're all around the world. So like Predazzo, there's because there's QOM. Not many girls do these sections that I've done with you, Aaron, or I've done with you, Mark. So yeah, Predazzo. There's ones at the Wandy Cross in Bright. There's some in Wangaratta.
Right.
Yeah, there's heaps of little ones,
cool.
but they've all got a bit of climbing.
All right.
And there's 9 pages of them. So
Maybe
I'm like
Jeez.
a hill chaser around the
All
world.
right.
But I did lose a few on the weekend. So Buffalo
Oh, did you?
up to
Oh,
the
no.
Horn. Yeah, I lost a few up there because obviously good people do them now. So
Well, you going back to reclaim though? Is that your plan? You're going to go shoot up there and reclaim them, or?
yeah, once I have my hip replacement, yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
That's funny you say Predazzo,
I'm getting old.
because I took a KOM when I was in Predazzo, and the record was from 5 years before. and then the guy went out and beat it the next day.
I got the old,
Like,
got the old alert.
Yeah, he got the email and just went out and done. So I had it for like 12 hours.
He put down his pizza and Aperol spritz and just did it again.
Yeah.
Off you go.
I was just like, come on, man.
Who is
Sorry
this?
to interrupt, but yeah, that was
Very
Who
funny
like
is-
that
to use.
town. They don't run up hills fast.
Who is this Australian that's come over here and done this silly
There was
club?
a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. And Mark, I'm sure you got a few KOMs down there. Any ones?
We were talking about Buffalo before. I think I've got up that. I think I've got that still, but I wouldn't. I mean, that's only a Strava KOM. I certainly know Paul Craig went up quicker back in Four Peaks.
Not on Strava, hasn't done it.
Yeah, I did. One of my local favourites, Stockyard Spur. That's a 500 metre climb in 2Ks here. I've got that one up there. So
All right. Has anyone pipped you at the post there? Anyone done it, or you streets ahead? Just leaving
That
it
top
there.
10 is pretty solid too, just quietly.
yeah, I think Sam Burridge might be next on the list. Or
Is it-
Ooh.
Marty Dent, maybe. Something.
Who's he? Oh, that's that Olympian
oh,
guy.
that's
isn't it?
Mount Tennant is a very solid one.
Is it?
There's a few there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
See, we're not very good at the short and sweet, are we? We like a chat.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. Now, what's your training? What do you like? You like, going out with groups, having a bit of a yarn, a bit of a social hour, or is it social, or is it just the hour of power, head down, training hard?
Oh, I'm social.
No.
If I want to do a hard session, it's usually with someone else. But otherwise, it's like grab a mate, go for a run, use it as kind of social and a bit of training. But like but sometimes you just have to get the hard sessions done. So maybe I will do it on my own. But yeah, these days it tends to be more social.
Prefer to be social, okay. And Mark, you hour of power man, or you're out there with the crew?
Oh, I mean, the best runs are just usually with people when you can just the time passes, you happily get through whatever you need to do further than you were thinking. Just it's always better than being out alone.
All right, but when you have to, you do
They're
the hour
more
of power.
enjoyable when you know you've done those hard sessions, the days before or whatever as well.
Right. Like in the stairwells, for example. Are you doing that in groups, or is that a solo thing?
Oh, solo, no, I can't find anyone to do.
Solo.
I was going to say.
I've got one Melbourne stair climbing friend, but if he's not available, it's on my own.
All right.
Yeah, you always look like you're having more fun than Ed. I think you heard him. When I say fun, he looks like he suffers a little bit more. Like you're pretty fast, so.
He's good at he's a great mental toughness person to train with, because I always feel like I'm not quite as tough.
Oh,
Really pushes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Good combo then.
So during those, and this is the next one, when you're out there having a bit of a training session, do you guys have your favourite trails, or I mean, it can be in your local neighbourhood, or when you for example, if you go up to Bright, running up Buffalo, what's sort of like your favourite sort of training, or I suppose you'd say event as well, favourite trails that you like running on? Or is it everything?
Some epic ones up in Bright, you're right. Like I love the Feathertop one that we were talking about
Yep.
before. I love pretty much the Four Peaks series. Like if you were to put me on any one of those, I would have the best day out. I quite like the adventure aspect. So going somewhere new is quite cool, but also like going with someone who knows the way to go, or events are a good way to do that and explore a new place. But locally, I live like near the Bayside Trail, so we sort of do those most of the time, but I would much prefer like an adventure mountain.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And you're the same, Mark? You like the event style, or have you got a secret training loop there in Canberra that you love smashing out?
If I was going to say one, I'd say Mount Tennant, which I mentioned before. So it's just if I'm going to go out, it's usually a decent session as well, but you can do it pretty steady. Nice view, nice climb up through the bush. Just had a lot of good times out there.
Oh, cool. All right. And it's quite close to your door, being there in Canberra. So
you're 20, 30 minutes away and decent climb. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, cool. Now, I know you love sportiva athletes, and and obviously Light Sportiva do make the best shoes. But if you had a special shoe, you know, like maybe they don't make it anymore, or you know, it's your current one. What would be that pick of a trail or road shoe that you've loved from as soon as you got out of the box, and you've had, I suppose, some of your most memorable moments in?
I got the Helios. I won them at the Four Peaks one year, and that was my first Last Sportiva pair of shoes. And I think I wore them for the Eureka Tower climb one year. They're so light, and like I reckon that's when I met you, Aaron. But I was swearing by Helios for a while just for the stairs, because they just really light, really comfortable. Yeah, they felt fast. And then probably I need a new pair of Helios actually, but now I love the Akashas.
okay.
I can't go past the Akashas.
I'll get one down.
Because the Akashas are like that. I could wear them for a long time. So I mean, I'm not a runner from way back, so I need comfort. And these ones are like cushy, but they've got awesome athletic sole and good grip. So yeah, I could do any event in Akashas, I reckon.
Yeah, I suppose they're. I think they're one of the most popular ones now. I mean, they make a few, but yeah, it's that shoe that's going to sort of do everything in them. Yeah, maybe a bit heavy for like a stair race, for example, but definitely if you're looking at smashing the trail, yeah, they're good for that. Yeah, Mark, how about you? Light and fast, or a bit more sort of bang for your buck?
Light ones. Yeah, it's getting a bit boring. I was going to talk about the Helios too, just
because
they're
stair people. Yeah, okay.
Their versatility. Yeah. I mean, I've used them on pretty long things. Because they're deceptively light, but still got a lot of cushioning. I remember when I first had them, I thought they were sort of a bit chunky, because of the tread on them. But once I put them on the scales, I realised how light they were.
Yeah. But you would have run in bikes and racing flats and all sorts of things over the years, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I was when you mentioned memorable moments, I was thinking back I think I only ever owned one or two pairs of spikes, and they might have been the same model.
Right, yeah.
These old Reeboks. From the track to cross country, a memorable moment doing a national cross country on a hilly course at Nowra, and a few laps of that. And I remember a hot day descending. Just ended up with these massive blisters under the ball.
All right, and was it running spikes you were running in on that event? Or?
Yeah. You tend to smash yourself in those sorts of things. But it's good memory because I won, so
yeah.
It made it worthwhile.
Makes the pain go away. Cool. And favourite events. I mean, you've done a few. Obviously, as you mentioned before, they've been a bit lacking in the last couple of years. But if you had one all-time memory, I mean, most trail runners will probably say, "Oh, UTMB, it's fantastic." but well, it is. It looks fair. Oh, I've seen it on YouTube. It looks great. Alice, what's your all-time? It can be here. It can be overseas.
Well, quickfire would be, I love Four Peaks as an Australian event, just the best long weekend. And I love the relay aspect at Surf Coast Century. I think that is an epic day out if you've got some, keen mates. And I've had some great teams there. But overseas, I reckon, Aaron, we did that one in Primana at the Giardamont in Italy. And that was a 20K mountain race that just went through all these little towns. And like the kids banging on saucepans cheering for us in Italian was pretty cool.
Bye.
I mean, that is like mountain running heartland there. They will love it. So cool. And Alice was top 20. So you had a much better race than I did. But yeah, the atmosphere there was fantastic. Just really good. And recovery was nice too on the
like Como.
And,
yeah, it was really nice.
And Mark,
what about you, Mark?
Don't tell me the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but
I was going to sneak in two, and one of them is the Eiffel Tower.
Was it? Oh, it looks pretty.
I mean, one of my favourite cities, and just to get the opportunity to go over to the Eiffel Tower race, which I've done twice, run at night. Nothing quite like it, really. It's a bit different stair race. It's obviously semi-outdoor, even though you're in the middle of the scaffolding, but you got wind, you got bright lights. It's pretty special.
It does look awesome. I mean, there must be a massive crowd there and everything, is it?
Yeah, there's a bit down the bottom. Obviously, it's limited in a stair race where the crowd can be. But linked to that is then one year I went back with some of my friends over in Italy, and they took me along to the Cinque Terre wine trail race, which is one of those series of races, and I think it was just on last weekend, so I was getting a bit jealous seeing some of the photos, but just a beautiful run along the coastline there, and just what you get from your race packs in those events is amazing. It's all the local produce. Throw in some preserved lemons, a bottle of local wine.
Block of cheese or something like that.
Yeah,
no. There's always a bit of meat as well, like some bit of bacon or.
Yeah, well, there's certainly a lot of samples of that around some little markets.
Yeah, I think Kunanyi is actually doing some good local prizes, and we've got the brewery on board and a few other things too. So embracing that is really cool, because we all experienced that through other sports or when we've travelled. So it's cool.
They always make the country women's party? Who's that? Oh, they always make lovely cakes. I remember in Hobart. There's a little shop there, and you can go in there. It's fantastic. Hopefully they're on board as well.
They used to do the food at Four Peaks.
So good.
Alice has done Four Peaks before me, but I think I first did it in maybe 2002. And I rang my wife after the first day, because it was $5 a day, and I didn't commit to all 4 days. I paid it separately, and she said, like sarcastically, "Was it worth $5?" And I said, "I think I've just eaten about $15 worth of food, like the most awesome food, all handmade from these Country Women's Association." So of course, I went back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and But it just added that atmosphere of just this, crazy event up a mountain, but felt like you were at a picnic in a park before and after. It was awesome.
Oh, love it. Idols, you two. Who are your past? Ones that obviously you looked up to potentially when you started in the running game, and probably who do you see now as your, like maybe an up and coming runner, or a or maybe someone young, someone old that's still doing it out there?
I don't know. It's a really hard question. I have probably a lot of respect for the people that I run, these kind of stair races with. I love traveling with Mark. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. Like the way that he can run up staircases when, I'm power hiking from level 5. So, but like these athletes that kind of they're close to you, but you just feel like, oh, I'm not quite there. I don't really aspire to be like someone who I see on Instagram or who I've never met really, but I quite like, meeting people that you race with, Susie Walsham, who are a bit better than you, but, you kind of really appreciate sort of getting up and having a challenge against. But I mean, there's lots of runners that I think are great in their own right, but I quite like people that are kind of have been in it for a long time and managed to hold form and do other stuff and have a family and job. And I find that whole kind of as long as people got a passion for it and they're ready to give it a crack, I find everyone kind of inspiring. I don't have one idol, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's good. And Mark? Urban Zimmer.
Totally agree with Alice there. But I don't know, I'll try to name a couple. I suppose with some of the runners I was looking up to coming at it when I was a junior, someone like Holly Gabriselesi, just think back to, like the 10,000 metres at the Sydney Olympics. And then I suppose on the stair running front, obviously Paul Craig, who, former mountain runner, turned professional cyclist, did some, amazing times with some of these stair races up. Still got a record up.
They're still these records are still out there, aren't they?
Yeah, Empire State Building Taipei 101, so they still stand, and he's also shared a lot with me over the years. It's helped. Did
you get to race him, Mark?
Sorry, they broke up for me.
Did you get to race him, like pre-accident?
I think we probably were in some common races probably when back in the day, some around Canberra. But not really, certainly not head to head.
Not many could. That's the thing. Yeah.
Awesome athlete. Yeah. Both on the bike as well. So yeah, no, he was definitely. All right. Now I know you two drink a lot of coffees. I've seen it on social media when you're doing all these stair races. Alice, are you espresso, a little bit of milk, or are you almond juice? It's not almond milk, or is it?
I am not
What's-
almond juice.
Oh.
No, I'm just a strong latte in Melbourne because you can't really go wrong.
Double shot,
yeah.
possibly.
Oh yes,
Or triple?
double shot.
Double
No,
shot?
well, if it's a larger one, it's a triple. But yeah, double shot latte in Melbourne. Or I love like a black like AeroPress.
Oh yeah.
Ground up good beans, black coffee with an AeroPress is pretty good
Full
too when you're
cream?
traveling.
We talking full cream, or we talking skim, or full
Full
cream?
cream.
Full cream. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Mark, how about you? Espresso, or just whack it down before you're out there on the old VK?
Have you got your product placement, Mark? Come on, is it in?
Yeah,
you?
Mark sponsored.
not,
Get it out
not
there.
here, but yeah, I've certainly enjoyed the support of St. Ali down in Melbourne there, supplying me with some great coffee. over the years. So I bring a bag of that from the AeroPress away with me, definitely, as well as going hunting around for the local shops. Yeah, good espresso as well. Yeah, so go looking for that, but often a flat white.
Oh, bit of full cream.
Oh, you're gonna love this, Matt. I'm a lately I'm been partial to oat milk. Yeah.
That's not milk. It's juice.
Got something.
You need to eat your oats separately from your coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Good work, Alice. Yeah, that's all right. These people,
Well,
those two guys, they know what they're talking about.
There's an alternative milk shortage in Queensland at the moment, so I don't drink much anyway. Yeah. My son goes through about 7 million litres of rice milk a week and we can't get it. So someone's hoarding it down there, ScoMo or something. But I drink espresso, just easy.
Yeah, it's easy. So before you race, there's like say VK on the weekend coming up. Is it like a espresso before, like 10 minutes before the race, hour before the race, or how does this work in your program?
I think science says you need an hour.
Hour, right?
Caffeine. Yeah, an hour before you actually want it to work, you need to have it. But sometimes it's psychological, so maybe before. But don't do anything new on the day, I would say.
No.
Just do what you usually do.
I tend to find where if I have a coffee, something else happens that I have to like quickly go somewhere.
So do it an hour before. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Mark, you an hour man before or 10 minutes?
Yeah, probably I don't know, an hour or two. Before. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. And then obviously, I know I've seen you doing other sports. I mean, Mark, you do a little bit of rock climbing there. I don't know if that's good for you running personally. And I know, Alice, you've done a bit of bike running. Is there any, you've got a special cross training sort of thing just to mix it up from running, like something a bit less low impact? Or is it you just purely use your running as your training?
You say bike running?
Oh, bike riding. Sorry, I was slurring when I was saying it. I'm tired. I've been up since 6.
It's when you're off the saddle.
Elliptic go.
No, so it's elliptic things, isn't it? Yeah. What is with that? Oh my god. No, that's right.
I haven't gone into that yet. No, because the rowing background means that we like water sports and we've got some kayaks. So I guess I'm either running or kayaking at the moment.
Okay.
So I kayaked this morning and caught some waves, which was pretty fun. But yeah, I haven't done as much riding lately, but maybe when winter comes around, we'll get back on Zwift. Maybe.
Hey, you up for that? What's that thing they do in Melbourne on the cobbles? It's the Roubaix thing. You up for that? I'll come down.
I was thinking about something like FriXion Challenge, where you do mountain biking, bit of running, bit of kayaking, something like that.
Oh no, that sounds too hard. Just one sport at a time. No.
What is fun about cobbles? Why would you?
Well, nothing. It just looks cool. That's all.
Yeah, it looks cool when someone else is doing it and crashing.
Oh, it looks horrendous actually. Yeah. Anyway,
it makes my neck sore.
No, I thought you'd done that thing in Melbourne. Don't they ride around on some weekend coming up in June where they ride is it 40
Yeah.
k's of the streets in Melbourne?
Go through the laneways, I think.
Yeah, that's
Melbourne,
it. Yeah,
Rue Bay or whatever.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, I thought
Rue
it
as
was
in double O as in kangaroo is the logo.
Oh, that's right. Jeez, yeah.
What about you, Mark? You do a bit of cycling.
Yeah, cycling's definitely my main cross training activity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for it's good.
More specific than
for
going.
the hill running. Definitely good crossover. Stairs and mountains a bit, but also just because I just can't string, heaps of running Ks together. So I've got to manage just a way of managing the training and the load.
Yeah, it's a bit less impact, isn't it? Like, so you can actually get the cardio in and the power, and not smash it too hard on the body. Yeah. Excellent. And I suppose that's what is the best thing about running? I suppose you might have answered this already. I know you enjoy getting out there in the bush and on the mountains, but is there any, is it just that freedom that lets you get out there in the hills and on the beaches, wherever you're running? Is that the enjoyment about running?
Yeah, for sure. It's completely different from my day job. And I like outlet, get to a beautiful place with awesome people. I wouldn't have met you guys if it wasn't for it. It's a really good kind of mental refresher. Plus another, reminder of a physical challenge when you kind of need it to wake yourself up every once in a while, hit a race up. So I haven't had any races for 2 years really, and it's sort of I've run through lockdown. So it must be something in terms of mental and physical benefits of running. I really appreciate, but it's the social side of it as well.
Oh, cool. And Mark, the same? Are you just like getting out there and flogging it, and that's your, just giving it everything, and you enjoy that sort of exhaustion? Or
a bit, but also just I think it's really
social,
obviously very convenient and just easy.
Oh,
so
true. Yeah,
need a pair of shoes, so you can do it when you're traveling and all those sorts of things, and go and explore. It's certainly a great way to explore new places when you are traveling around and get a really good lay of the land.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Oh, and you can find lots of coffee shops, don't you? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks there, guys, for that.
Thanks, guys.
Talking trail, and let's have a big all the best for the weekend. Hopefully, the weather's good. The sun comes up. It's nice and shiny, and you'll be experiencing fine coffee and some fine. Is it Cascade? Isn't it? They're the. Is it Cascade? Have I got the right brewery? I didn't want to say the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's the one down the bottom. It Bogues is up north. That's in Launceston.
Yeah.
No,
that's
okay.
That's the old building. That's all right. But
yeah.
Now these guys are our Las Pativa athletes, but they're ambassadors for the brand, so they'll be in and around on the weekend. So if they're at the expo, go and say hello. If you want to know about going uphill, these guys know what they're doing, and enjoy the race. Hope you guys both go well, and keen to hear. Well, just about need John to hear about it, but we'll see how we go with that. Matt, we'll
Awesome.
What have we got next? Brisbane Trail Ultra after this, so maybe a catch up. Let's hope.
I suppose the next big event after this one, I think, is that thing in the Blue Mountains, isn't it?
We'll be at the expo.
Australia. So we'll be at the expo, and we'll catch up with everyone there for sure. Excellent. All right, thanks, guys. Good luck on the weekend.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Nice to see you all. Bye.